Welcome to the Panic Button, everyone. I'm Nina, and let's get into it. So it looks like we have here Kelly J. Keene, who is known as a radical feminist, and over here, who I'm assuming is a radical trans activist.
Because they've identified as women, because, if I can just qualify this, look at you, he's heard identity, he's getting all excited now.
Stop, calm down, go on.
Right, okay, you can identify as a woman, but imagine, let's all park our own kind of prejudices and what have you for just a moment and imagine what it must be like. I can't even comprehend it. What it must be like if you were to be born into a body that you fundamentally do not recognise, that leads to all sorts of mental health disorders and body dysmorphia.
Does that give you the right to go in women's spaces? Imagine this: you're a woman, you're in a public toilet. There's a door, and then you're in a cubicle, and then you hear a man's voice. Imagine how frightening that is. Do you know how frightening that is?
Right. I think you guys, if you're all about protecting women, fine, but let's go for the bigger issue, right? Which is men killing women.
Why women not a big enough issue for you? Why are we not important enough?
No. Well, because I think you guys are completely misguided and, your efforts could be...
We don't want men in women's spaces, and unlike you, who can't even qualify your opinions...
There's a lot of gender-neutral spaces these days. There are a lot of pubs and clubs that I go to, and it's fine.
Let those men...
Yeah, but it's not really fine. See, just because... women. If we see a guy in our space, we aren't going to say anything. Not only because it's in our nature, but because... we're freaked out. When women get scared, we don't lash out. We recoil. We get scared. We get small. We try to get out of there. We're not going to start a big to-do because we're afraid. Now, if we have some girlfriends around us, then maybe we'll say something, but we're still going to be scared because it's a guy. We know that men are much stronger than us, so we're not just going to say anything. So women are silent about things like this. We're silent because we're scared. It's how it's been for years. That's why a lot of women and girls who have been sexually assaulted don't come forward. The majority don't come forward. Why? Because we get shamed, because we're afraid of being harmed or assaulted again. I mean, if you look at the numbers, it's absolutely ridiculous how many women don't speak out on it. Just because we don't speak out on it doesn't mean it's fine. Okay, this is the ignorance and arrogance of trans activists like this. They think because women don't say anything that it's fine, nothing's happening, when really these things are happening. Women are afraid and very uncomfortable with men in our spaces, and sexual assaults do happen. They're just rarely reported. But I would not expect this idiot to get that.
Those men who call themselves women use those spaces then and let women have our spaces. Wouldn't that be fair?
Sure. No, whatever.
Come on.
No, I don't, and what I don't understand is why you're so bothered, and, well, I mean, so who pays you, actually? Who pays you?
It's very, you know what it is? It's, the immaturity is like tangible. It's in the air. These are the kind of guys who are mentally stunted. They don't know how to have an adult conversation without acting all like schizo and twitchy and acting like a 12-year-old girl or boy having an argument where they go like that. Very immature, very stunted. I mean, this guy he's yuck. He's like scum on the shoe. You ever go out and you pass by some guy and you feel the ick without even having to like speak to him or him say anything? You just walk by him and you just feel it. It's like, ugh, it's all over you and you have to go home and shower. That's this dude right here. All day.
Myself.
You pay yourself? Where does that money come from? Is that just
from
going
people
around?
Buying t-shirts. From people buying t-shirts.
Your lifestyle, you're not getting away.
My husband.
Very, very yucky. These guys are very, very yucky. So let's go on to another guy who's very, very yucky.
Theme park only for kids, right?
Everyone was right about him. It is a theme park for kids. Now, a lot of adults go there, especially now. A lot of Disney adults, which I'm fine with. But there's a lot of really creepy men who go there too. And Disney's kind of put in between a rock and a hard place here, because if they were to kick out all the weirdos like this, they would lose 50% of their profits out the window. Because we all know that the predators fish where the fish are, right? And where do you go if you want to be a creep around kids? You go to schools, you go to daycares, you go to theme parks, you go to playgrounds. This is it right here, what he's doing. This is trans representation today, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't it lovely? Yuck. But wait, there's more right here. Are you ready for this one? Once again, it's the cake pops.
Hi. Absolutely. They literally found me at my most Lily Tino. My cake pops are gone.
Wait. He gained like 50 pounds since he came back from his break. Think maybe you should put the cake pops down. Now just keep shoving him in. I want him to be like where he's so fat that he ends up on my 1,000-pound life. Because it'll happen if he keeps doing this, like shoving cake pops in his mouth and pickles and deep fried Oreos and Twinkies. It's coming. Okay, so his cake pops are gone. Wonderful. One piece of information I never needed to know. But thank God he'll never reproduce.
Incinerated. But the bag that held them is still intact. And I could have had the bag removed, but I didn't. Because it's useful later on when I'm converting my marshmallow wand into a marshmallow tunnel. Specifically, this bag will be turned into the entrance of the tunnel, or the curtains, if you will. The interior of the tunnel.
So it's just a flap? It's just breeze, like flapping there in the breeze, like when he's walking. Oh, it's just like a hangy thing. Oh, it's like a waddle. What do they call them? You know, that the turkeys have? Ew. Gonna have nightmares for a week.
Will come from the marshmallow wand itself. After, of course, all of the insides are taken out and it is inverted. But what about the bean? The most important piece of the puzzle. You can't replicate that, right? Wrong. The underside of the marshmallow wand, right?
He's getting wider. Like, I don't know. Is the way he's sitting that makes him look like wider? But women, we learned this a long time ago, how to make ourselves look slender, you know, instead of showing the under chin. You kind of push your chin out. It makes you look more slender. You wear black, which makes you look more slender. Certain angles, you know. These are things that men have no idea about. Guarantee you he has no clue. Which is another reason why he just looks bigger and bigger every time I see him. Now, I'm overweight myself, but I've never gained weight at this speed before. This is a record.
Here is actually great building blocks for what will eventually become the bean. And to answer your question, yes, most people can achieve pastry nirvana after everything is said and done. And to be clear, all of this is an oversimplification. There are different ways to do it. Different chefs have different methods, but it's all towards the same thing, making us feel comfortable with our pastries.
His pastries, his Waddle. Oh, by the way, he's at Toontown, apparently, doing the cake pops at Disney World. Yuck. Very yuck. What is that called? The hangy skin thing. Hangy skin thing under turkey neck. It is called a Waddle. Okay, see? Sometimes, you know, it's the ADHD brain. You know, you sometimes you think you know a word and you're saying it right, but then you like second guess yourself, and then you become insecure about even saying the word, so you have to look it up just to affirm that the word you said was actually the word you meant to say. You know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, Waddles, cake pops, tunnels, bean, Toontown, Disney World, deep fried pickles. What a mess. Apologies first and foremost for the grainy video, but here we go.
And be upset when they saw, and it's the first sentence of my profile.
Right.
I'm a proud transgender
they
woman.
would read right past it. I went on a date once and told the man I was trans. He didn't know what trans meant. So we're in the car and he was like,
Okay, I gotta say, the other individual here with the blonde hair passes pretty damn well. I'll give them that.
Transgender, because I don't assume. And it's not just me, other trans women whose profiles get flagged when men match with them. And we see that guys don't read profiles. and they get upset that they've matched with us. Instead of just being like, oh, I'm not interested, unmatched, they flag our profiles, and then so many men flag our profiles, and our accounts are deleted, and they're like, you're doing something crazy, and it's just, no, I'm just being trans. I
literally had a
dating
man
out.
threaten to shoot me.
Oh my God.
But why are they matching the straight man's profile with the trans woman's profile? You know, the dating apps have gotten all fucked up. They really have. The last time I went on a dating app, it was like Hinge or Bumble, and the amount of times I matched with men who identify as women it was crazy. Like, it says I'm a lesbian, and yet they're matching me with men who identify as lesbian. Dating apps have kind of become gay conversion therapy in a way. They're trying to be. They're trying to convert gays into straightdom because gender is more important than same-sex attraction. It's really freaking twisted.
He threatened to shoot me, like from LA to San Francisco.
Because he matched with you on a dating app?
Yeah. And because I called him out for being ignorant.
You really just have to unmatch and delete and move on.
Yes, unmatch, delete, move on.
Maybe that's a complaint for the dating apps for trying to push trannies on you. I mean, if you don't want to date someone for whatever reason, you're allowed to not want to date them. There shouldn't be bigotry. If black people don't want to date white people, it's not bigotry. If white people don't want to date black people, it's not bigotry. If lesbians don't want to date trans women, that's not bigotry. If gay men don't want to date trans men, that's not bigotry. If a white guy doesn't want to date an Asian woman, that's not bigotry. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And to say it's bigoted just shows the type of person you are, and the fact that not only are you homophobic, but you're also kind of predatory, trying to shame people into dating you, into touching your nasty body. No one wants to touch that. Get out of here with this nasty nonsense. No, you can't force people you can't shame them into touching your nasty ass. I know if I don't find you attractive, I don't find you attractive. I don't have to give you a damn reason why. And the fact that now we're shamed into dating people we don't want to date, no thank you. Stop it. Dating apps need to stop that shit too, because that's just freaking nonsense. And the same thing with trans women. If they don't want to freaking date a twink, they don't have to date a twink, and vice versa. But with like guys who are getting matched with trans women and they're not looking at their profile and they're talking to them and then they're surprised when they're trans, when it says trans on their profile, well, then it's like, well, you're the dummy. Because you're thinking more about getting your rocks off than you are actually figuring out who the hell you're talking to. That's why all these dudes who go on OnlyFans sites and they're texting these girls, thinking they're actually texting girls, and it's like, you're not texting girls. You're texting some dude named Muhammad in frickin' Egypt who's talking to like 75 other guys so we can make a quick buck. It's gay! You know what? I think guys secretly, like deep down, they know they might not be talking to that girl, but they don't care because they're getting the attention, which you know is still kind of a little gay. It's incredibly desperate. But at that point, just date the twink. Just date a guy. You're spending your money sending it to some dude in Egypt for what? So you can live in a fantasy that's not real? For how long? You're going to be 50 and still doing the same damn thing? You're going to end up like Brendan Fraser in The Whale, addicted to corn and talking to some dude you don't even know, thinking it's a chick, or convincing yourself it's a chick. Ew. Let's see how this one goes.
I don't care about human life at all, actually.
So you don't care if someone got a gun right now and just shot everybody here? Like,
Actually, no. I don't.
Okay, wow.
Honestly.
Wow. So you just think human life has no value?
Yeah, I'm done with human life at this point.
So what has value then? To you, what has value?
Nothing. Whatever you want.
Oh, that's so sad. That's a really sad world.
So I guess that trans thing didn't really help the mental illness now, did it? It didn't. That's the problem. These kids, they want to be trans or non-binary or whatever, and they go to therapists, and therapists aren't allowed to actually ask questions or get to the bottom of it. So all these comorbidities, they stay festering inside them, and it just builds and builds and builds and grows and grows and grows until they do something crazy. And then who does that help? Nobody. It actually harms more people because you didn't want to let the therapist do their job, or you're hiring just crazy, ideologically captured therapists.
You. Okay, so you would have no problem if someone just took out a gun and shot everybody here?
Yeah.
What if they shot?
Oh, I'd be so fucking happy. great.
Okay. So that's the issue, isn't it? I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not that bad.
No.
Where are this kid's parents, man? I bet they're just affirming. They're like, I had you, I wanted you, but then when I had you and I figured out how crazy you were, I didn't want to deal with the headache because I was naive to think that children were easy. And so now I'm just gonna let you go off, do your thing, and I'll affirm as long as I don't have to deal with you. Here's the tablet, go have fun. That's crazy.
And I hope you have a good day, and I hope you find value. Can I just say, I feel like you have value. You are a person, you live in this world, you matter, and I don't want you to feel like your human life has no value. My life has value, your life has value, and people care about you. I've met you and I just care about you. I'm sure other people care about you too. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See ya.
She's got some issues. The music was corny. I wonder if this is common. Wow. Found a demon. I don't think the kid's a demon. I think the kid has some severe issues that they're not going to get help for. And in the end, they're only going to be a harm to themselves or others. It's a sad story, but it happens every day, right? After a while, you kind of get numb to it. It's weird. It's sad. But this is the state of affairs we live in today. Anyway, like and subscribe, join our memberships to keep this channel going, and we will see you in the next one. Adios. Creeping, crawling.